So no need, no help from me, right? No need, right?
No, I will ping if I require any.
Okay, fine. So we will go to our regular class.
Yes.
Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Now, can you see the screen?
Yes. I'm able to.
So now we know how to code a simple dummy COBOL program, and we know how to write a simple JSL, and
Yes.
we are almost knowing how to do it in practical.
Yes.
Now, what's our focus now? The JSL what you have will be enough to execute some of the programs till we complete these topics.
Yes.
Okay, when we get files, I'll add more knowledge to your JSL part.
Okay.
Okay, now okay, we will go more on the COBOL side, our COBOL class 02. So assume your first COBOL class is about divisions.
Yes.
Let's begin with the understanding that mainframe is only used for data processing, and we code COBOL program to process the data. And
Yes.
we store the data in files or tables. These are the two places where we store the files and tables.
Yes.
Now, what we do here is when we want to process any data from files and tables, first we need to get the data as input COBOL program and store them in the variables. Once the data is stored in your temporary memory of variable, we do our process or apply the logic what requested for this program, then send the process data as output, file or a table. So here, very important point that if I want to process data, we definitely need a variable in the program. Okay, so like I told you in our earlier class, what is a variable? It's a temporary
memory
used within the program to store and process the data. Don't say variable is a varying value. Okay, that is old bookish definition. Okay, always say that it's a temporary memory used within the program to store and process the data. Now, to do this, we need to define the required variables in the program. Of course, in data division under file or working or linkage section. Okay, there are three sections here: file section, working storage section, and linkage section. Okay, there are other sections you'll see in Google. Ignore them. They are there but not used in the projects these days.
Okay.
Let's come to the how to declare a variable. For that, you need to remember the syntax. Starts with level number, variable name, as a keyword or pick as a keyword, data type in COBOL, and the size that you need to store. Now this is the one of the syntax. Okay, half syntax actually. We'll get to the full syntax in tomorrow's class. Okay, topic will be different. Okay, then you'll get the knowledge of the syntax. Assume this is like in basic alphabet syntax.
Okay.
Now let's start with the level number. So in COBOL, whatever the variable you define, it should be prefixed by a level number.
Correct.
System tells, okay, system uses this level number to identify the structure of your data. Okay, used by system to identify the structure of the layout or your data. Now, before we go more in level numbers, understand in COBOL we consider or we have two types of variables. Two types of variables. One we call it as a group, second we call it as elementary. If I give something like claim details or customer address, these are like groups which nothing but collection of elementaries only. Whereas if I give something like claim number or customer name, these are the direct variables which holds the value. Got it?
Okay.
Elementaries like student ID is an elementary. Okay, student details is a group. But again, for intro purpose, you're never gonna give any example on student or employees. Okay.
Yes.
More precisely, go back to your project and take one group or take some variables of your own application and present them as your answer. Okay, because most of the students who got trained from institute and other places, trainer will try to explain them in small examples. Okay.
Yes.
They will explain it in a very small, easy example so the student can understand it. But in reality, they cannot use those examples in interviews.
Yes.
Okay, so we don't need to do those mistakes. We will take most of our examples in a project related terminology only. So here, when we told that there are two groups, okay, one is claim details and another is customer name. So we told like this, how system can identify that this is a group and this is not?
Yes.
Not by the names. Okay, names are just for our understanding. System cannot read or understand by anything by names. Okay, so what we do is we use level numbers here. Level number picture will come from here. So level numbers are from 0 1 2 3 like this till 49 as sequence, and you will also have 66 77 and 88 also.
Correct.
These are the total level numbers what we have. All level numbers are used for group and elementary. They can use for both.
Okay.
Individually 0 1 is for higher group, for the first group. 0 2 to 49 all should come under 0 1. They all come under 0 1, and we can create subgroups under 0 1 with increasing level numbers. Your level number should be always increasing as and when you are creating a new groups.
Yes.
Let me give some understanding here. 0 1 account details. Please stop there. 0 3 account number. 0 3 customer name. 0 3 customer address. 0 5. I'm increasing a level since I want to make a subgroup of address by city, state and pin code. And I will come back to my 0 3 level and give some account balance. Similarly, I want to give account open date.
So what will you call then these group or these element?
Not yet, not yet. The story isn't started at all.
Okay.
Like I told, my information is too much. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
small to small point, it will be very too much. So at the end of the story only, you will get everything synced up. Now, as of now, your idea of question is very nice, but it's too early.
Yes, yes.
Then we have account type and account
Yes, नहीं.
status. Now,
Hello.
anything, any problem?
Sorry, continue.
Okay.
Nothing.
So what you are seeing is a structure of a particular data capturing. Okay.
Yes.
In a project, you will have around 30 to 40 variable capturing
Mm.
on a single file or a single table. The basic thing is business need more data to deal with more analysis.
Mm.
Okay. They will capture more of the details in a different ways. These
Yes.
level numbers, what you are seeing here is it can be from 01 to 49 in a sequence in an increasing order.
Yes.
As and when you make another level, you can increase. But the point you need to note from above here is do not use 02 in the structure. This is used in for different purpose in the future. Second thing, always try using odd series
Okay.
or multiples of 5 or 10. There should be a gap between your level numbers because we are writing a program which can last for another 10 or 20 years and may have a change of the structure later.
Yes.
Okay. So when they want to make a change in structure, they should have a specific open level numbers. If not, all structure level numbers has to be updated. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So these issues has been already happened. So whenever this kind of issues happen, the programmers has invented new standard rules each time. Okay. So when you are writing a level number, you should always go with a odd series or a multiples of 5 and 10.
Okay. Okay.
Don't use 02. 02 level number is used in some programs to rename. Okay. That I'll tell you when we are using copybook concept.
Okay.
Now, here we don't go much of this, like maybe you may go one more level to 07, not more than that.
Mm.
Okay. Now, by looking at the level number, like I told, all level numbers can be used for group or elementary.
Yes.
System will not exactly judge a group variable or elementary by level numbers.
Correct.
Judge by this police stop.
Okay.
Groups end by police stop, whereas your elementary will be still continuing with a picture class.
Okay.
Elementary variables are referred by pic, picture class.
Oh, yes.
This
Correct.
simply tells that these are elementary, not by level number, not by the name of a variable. System identifies a variable as a group or elementary by this dot and this pic. Okay, if it is dot, then system knows it's a group. If it is no dot and there is no pic, then the system will throw error because it doesn't understand what you are telling.
Correct. Okay.
You keep dot, then no system has to understand that this is a group. And if you put a pic, then the system understands it's a elementary. If you try to keep both or vice versa, you miss, then system will throw an error.
Mm. Okay.
Okay. Common mistake is trying to keep full stop more places.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So that are syntaxical mistakes. As I told you yesterday in our practical, you don't need to worry on syntax errors. I can know the solutions very easily. Like we
Mm.
just now we use a screenshot, right?
Yeah.
I know the error because the job card you have written, I mean, when you made the job name change, by mistakenly you have a space removed from
Yes.
job
Yes.
and that
Yes.
number.
Yes. Mm.
So these are very common mistake which already happened with lot of students.
Mm. Correct.
So whatever the mistakes you're gonna make, do not worry. I already know the solutions for them. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Your training is to know the solutions for the issues that you may commit in your project.
Correct.
Okay. Now, till here any doubts about the level numbers?
No, sir.
Now, Along with this, we do have 66, 77, and 88. Now, 77 is only for elementary. Okay? And in projects, we don't use it. We don't use it as 01 can be used for it. 01 can be used for level elementaries and group both. Okay? We don't use 77 in the projects. There is a reason also for that. Okay? But again, too many reasons at a time. 01 is the one which you have to use for elementaries. Okay?
01 can be used for, sorry,
Both.
both na? Oh, yes.
Like you can write like this, WS input record count. So these are called counter variables. You can write like this. You can write like this as well.
Yes.
So we practice 01s, not 77. Okay, why I'm saying here is again, you will see a fresher developer trying to write 77 for elementaries. Okay, which we try to tell him that yes, 77 is elementary, don't use it, 01s are used, and there is other reasons to why we compile with those simple standards. Okay, now apart from this all level numbers, there are very interesting level numbers for interview are these two people. Okay, now this is a very good topics and very important, but we will cover them later because we have a separate topic to discuss when it is situation comes. Okay, 88 level number, 66 level number, these are more famous when we start using data.
Okay.
Unless we don't use data, we don't need to worry about those two important one. We'll come to them later part. Okay,
Okay.
and we don't miss any topic because everything is already written in this content.
Yes, yes.
Okay, now any doubts in the level numbers?
No.
Now very important thing is the next part is the variable name itself. Variable names can be of 32 character length maximum. Not start with number. These are very basic rules. Okay.
Yeah.
No special symbol except the hyphen. No other symbols are allowed. And last point, no COBOL keywords. That means you cannot use data as a variable.
Data. Okay.
Data division
Performance.
is a name already taken care by COBOL.
Okay.
You can take data 1. System will not go in any error for that. Okay. This it will go error. This system won't worry because it's not a keyword.
Okay.
But if I write like this, if I write like this, which one is better?
Second one.
Second one. That's my note point. You need to remember. This is not as per COBOL rule. It is a rule of your project. All variables should be readable.
Yes.
There should not be shortcuts which only you or me or the developer can understand. It should be understood by anyone who is reviewing your code or you are analyzing your code in future.
Correct.
So variables are very important to notice. And again, in the program, there are two kinds of variables basically with respect to data. One is the data source variable and others are temporary variables. If it is a data source variable, there are two sources, one either files or it is a table.
Yes.
Anything that is a file variable doesn't have any prefix. Okay, no prefix, no identification required because by default they are file variables. But if this is the same variable that you want to use for a table, then it will be prefixed by DCL, decalgens. Okay,
Okay.
wherever you see a program with this tag, represent that this is a table variable.
Okay.
And anything that is not a source variable will always come under WS as one of the famous tag,
Yeah, working.
working storage.
Yes.
Always remember this point on variable side because very good for analyzing and understanding whether it is a data variable or a temporary variable.
Correct.
You always need to focus on the data source, not these people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so identifying the variables in a 2000, 3000 lines of program is very easy when you follow simple to simple standards.
Yes.
Okay, when you are analyzing a 2 to 3000 lines of code, you cannot move up and down for finding what is a variable, which one it is defined to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, mainframe is not a scroll bar to go up and down like a notepad like we do. You have to press F8, F7 to come up and down. Got it?
Yeah.
Any doubts here?
Oh no.
Hello.
Hello.
Your voice is low or I lost you?
This is low, I guess.
You have changed something, I know. What you changed now?
I was just plugging my charger.
I am not understanding what you're saying. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, your voice is little low, but okay. Any doubts here?
No.
Okay, good.
I was just
Now let's
charging.
come to the last second part is the pick clause. This is required to tell the type and size for a elementary variable. So whenever it is an elementary variable, you should be always having this pick clause. Actual word is picture. Okay, word is picture. We write and call it as pick.
Okay.
Now let's come to the last part and a very interesting part, the data type and the size. So defining a variable is to store some data and data is different types. So in COBOL, we categorize into three types. One, we call it as numeric.
Okay.
Second, alphabetic. And third, a mix of alphabetic and numeric into alphanumeric. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Now let's get into details of these three people. So if you want to define any variable as numeric, it should be denoted by 9. Okay. A variable which is numeric is defined or denoted by 9,
Yes.
denoted by, and for example, and it allows all the numbers. For example, if you want to store 1 2 3, then you should be defining the variable after pick clause. You should write like this 999 or 9 of 0 3. Number of digits accompanies your size.
Correct.
Okay. Now similarly in numerics we also need to deal with plus or minus as well.
Okay.
So any variable that you need to store it as a sign bit, then you need to represent by S symbol
Okay.
like this.
Okay.
And also we will entertain the decimals as well. In such cases, you need to bring up the symbol V for identifying the decimal variable.
Yes.
You can write them in this way as well.
Okay.
Your most common way is to practice in this brackets way, not by writing all lines and making clumsy.
Correct.
Clear so far?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, this is how you define, okay? But understand the size and the memory part as well, a basic part. So number of size you give, that will be your actual byte. So 3 is the size, so 3 is the bytes allocated for this variable. Here also 3 bytes. The point that you need to remember here is S will not consume more byte, okay, will not consume a extra byte, no extra byte required. Same thing here, both S and V will not consume any extra byte.
Okay.
Okay, I mistakenly given this is 2 3 plus 2 5. Okay, one, I mean the third one, total 5 bytes including the decimal 2.
Yes, yes.
Now if it is alphabetic, you should be using A, in which you can store Anil with a picture class as alias 4as or a of 04, 4 bytes. You don't need to talk much about alphabetic, forget about alphabetic as well. We have alphanumeric, which can store anything in any other format as well, with a pic of size like x of 10, giving as the bytes occupied.
Okay.
Now, what you need to remember along these three simple things here is completely forget, okay, forget about the alphabetic. Don't use at all, okay. Use only numeric and alphanumeric.
Yes.
Clear? Any doubts here?
Sorry. No, no, no.
Right. This is half knowledge with the variables and data types. What is important to know here is the actual type of business data. What business people are interested in types. In COBOL, we have only these two categories. But in business categories, to talk, first one will be your key fields. Claim number. This is a key field. Like account number. This is also a key field. Like any part number. Key fields. Anything that is uniquely identifying your actual product or your sales or your business details are all key fields. Second one will be your what is this numeric, more on the amount side, okay, which talks about your price of a product, claim amount, balance of an account. All these are coming under numerics.
Mhm.
Apart from these, date fields, very important, very important. A claim submit date, when it is submitted, before or after the policy expired. Got it? Credit card due date, credit bill due date, not card due date. Date fields are very interesting. Okay, they are all are very clumsy or very tricky to work also. Now there is another type of type itself. There is a product, then it will be have a type. What type of claim it is, what type of account it is, whether it is a saving or current, what type of part it is, whether it is a direct part or indirect part. You need to remember the type variable as well, okay. Then comes the status variables. What is the status of a claim? What is the status of an account? Is it open or closed? You got it?
Yes.
These are the 5 varieties, but of course you can add 6th variety, which is alphanumeric, something like your customer name or city or state. All these things will come under alphanumeric. These are the 6 varieties of business data, what you will find it in a file or a table. But when you talk to COBOL, okay, when you want to talk on the COBOL, except this numeric, okay, everything will be alphanumeric.
Yes.
Of course, I will not support my own answer. Okay, I won't support my own answer. Sometimes you will have this also, dates also to be as numeric and alphanumeric both.
Okay, okay.
Because to calculate the claim expire date or claim submit date to expire date of your policy, or to calculate the due dates, all these things need a numeric variable there.
Mhm.
Got it?
Yes.
So taking a variable is not important. Structuring it and customizing it to proper data type is also important. Got it?
Yes.
Your task is, okay, you need to fill up this data types. Okay, this is the variables what I defined to you, but I want you to fill up the variables. Data types for the below variables. Start with account number. What type it would be?
What would be like key field?
What type it is?
Numeric.
Okay. Next. Go on. Continue with other answers. Customer name,
Alphanumeric.
city.
City would be
It
alphanumeric.
won't be numeric.
Mm,
Pin code,
numeric.
balance.
Account balance should be numeric.
Okay. We will add SNV also for
Percent. Yes,
syntax.
yes.
When required, we can use it. Then year,
Numeric.
month, date, account type,
Yes. Say alphanumeric.
status, opened or closed or
Alphanumeric.
on hold. Now, I'll add more knowledge to your point. Okay, these are good enough, but I'll add some point to your already existing knowledge. So account number, when we say numeric, let's assume that I have given 9 of 04 as the size. Okay, I
Mm-hmm.
can give 5 and 10 as well, but I'm trying to tell you the point. If I use 04, I will be having a limit of my customers till here only, right?
Yes.
I cannot increase my key number. Okay, remember, we will not have a very good opportunities to increase the key field length in the projects.
Mm-hmm.
If you increase the length here, it will overlap with these data. Okay, your existing files, what do they are already have, they will all be disturbed. So we don't have a chance to increase the key field at any time in the project.
Yes.
So if I would try to give a numeric of 9 of 5 or 6 or 10 also, I will be having a problem of limited customers.
Yes.
Now, my question to you is, if you are the client, if you are running the business, do you accept that you will be entertaining only limited customer?
No.
If somebody new customer comes to you with a very good financial reason, will you accept him or will we throw in and out?
We'll accept them.
Right? So our software should not have to be stopping client to do that.
Yes.
Now, if I do the same thing, okay, if I try to do the same thing, account number with an X type, say X of 04, along with these numbers, okay, which is a part of numeric, I can add to like this. I
Yes.
can do add something like this.
Correct.
So many of 26 to 1000 versions, right?
Yes.
I can jumble all the 4 characters into individual numbers. Okay. I can start with 9A also, 1A, 0A also. Like this
Lot of
randomly,
options.
you will have a lot of options to try.
Correct.
As and when you increase to 9 of 5 to 9 of 10 also, you will have many variations to try.
Yes.
But okay, tricky parts are very important. That's what my skill is, to train.
Mhm.
We cannot add a alphanumeric variable to get next strict number. Means if my customer is 01, I should do +1 to get the 02 customer, right?
Yes.
Which will be an error because of alphanumeric nature. Got it?
Mm.
Remember, understand the issues so that the solution will be best. I cannot take numeric because it is limited customers.
Yes.
I cannot take alphanumeric because I cannot get the next number only.
Mm.
There is no other type in COBOL, right?
No.
Now, how do you solve this one? That's what my point is. You need to understand the field categories, first of all,
Yeah.
so that you'll know what is the real use of them. So in the projects, these key files are very important. If you take an account number, it won't be always a numeric at all. It's a combination 05 branch code, which would be a picture class of X of 04.
Mm.
05 account sequence number, which would be 9 of 6. This is how the project will design a alphanumeric followed by a numeric. What is our scenario here is under a branch A001, you can have customers of 0 to 99999. When this customer count increased, you just need to increase the branch code to 02. That's it. There is a small change in the program to change the number from 1 to 2. You'll have again a number of customers here.
Yes.
The first 4 characters of your bank account or first 6 characters of your bank account is an alphanumeric string which points out your IFCA code and the branch code.
Okay.
If you open your, if you see your branch account number, your bank account number, and if you see your IFCA code, you'll find the pattern there.
Yes.
Any account code, anything, it will be same. Like your vehicle numbers, vehicle registration numbers, you'll find your state code first, right?
Yes.
Which is an alphanumerics. The last 4 characters are only the numeric one actually. The first 2 characters is your state code, then there is a number with area code, then there is an alphabet of sequence pointing which type of vehicle it is. Okay.
Yes.
If it is a motorcycle, it is a lorry, or it is a car, or it's a government vehicle, the 4th type will mention. Then there is a sequence of 4-digit number. It starts from 0 to 9999.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
As and when the 9s are completed, the area will have more numbers. That's how the key fields are set up. They look like numbers, okay? Even our Aadhaar card numbers.
Correct.
They look like numbers, but they are not numbers. There are combinations.
Yes.
In our training, again, this is for your knowledge. Training, we will either choose X or 9 only, okay? We don't want to entertain both at once.
Yes.
Okay. Second point, the pin code. Pin code looks like a numeric, okay?
Yes.
Looks like a numeric, but it is not a numeric at all. What's your pin code?
It's 201 001.
001. Now, what's our course fee?
It's 20,000.
20,000. Now, why don't you tell that this is 2,01,001, and why don't you tell that 20000 here? When you are seeing it, this is called a face value as a basic arithmetic point. This is place value. You talk this as a unit tens and hundreds and thousands. You talk this as a numbers, what you see. So a number which doesn't have a place value should be alphanumeric. Or a number which is not involved in any calculation should go for alphanumeric.
Okay.
We don't calculate pin codes. Okay. Pin codes are not sequentially given to anyone.
Correct.
So those should be alphanumerics. That's why you need to identify your variable data types. If you go into a project of a developer where you have to do a scratch of technical spec, okay, these are very important to do on the first level only. These are not small things, okay. When you get into a project where if you are in a place where you have to design a tech spec for the initial enhancement single program also, you need to look into the details what you are trying to give a type of, because the business side, the client will not see every point, or he may not know all these situation things. Okay, you are the person who should be explaining them.
Yes.
And dates are very other interesting things. First thing is you should have only 8-character date. Okay. Level 21. That's it. Do not use 2020 11 21. Okay. I'll tell you many reasons. Okay. Now this one, okay, if you are trying to display like this, it should be in alphanumeric. Sometimes this data also, which will be on the group, looks as alphanumeric. A date that you don't want to be involved in calculation should come under alphanumeric.
Yes.
Like account open date. It doesn't have any calculation required.
Correct.
So a date that doesn't require any calculations, like policy expire date is a required calculation there.
Mm.
How do you calculate policy expire date? If I take a term plan of 1 year, you should take 2 days plus 1 year and then tell me the expiry date, right?
Yes.
If I take a term plan of 3 years, then you have to take today's date and calculate the third year date.
Mm.
So the date that you need for involved for calculations only should go for numerics.
Okay.
Not for any dates you can compare, okay? Dates you can compare. But for calculations, you should go for numeric.
Okay.
Okay, so you need to take care of dates. Again, remember in the projects, we will have a subroutine to get the dates in all formats.
Yes.
So you don't need to worry about date calculations at all, but understand what type of date you are using, whether it is involved in calculations or not.
Yes. Okay.
Type and status, very nice. We don't need any specific things. Again, this topic will come again when we are trying to deal here. What you are learning now is the basic points only. Okay,
Mm.
what you're
Yes.
learning now is just a basic point only, but in high levelly, so that you don't come back to me on these things again.
Mm.
We have time, so we are discussing every point inch by inch.
Yes. Even I've worked on it, so I have little idea about it. What all you are saying, I have
You will know some
experience.
points again. Remember, you may know some points which I never heard or never seen also.
Yes.
Okay? It's only because of the experience what we had in our projects.
Yes. Correct.
So I found these things in my project, all my project which I moved, all the files which I see, they all have a key field in these combinations.
Mm.
Okay, we deal with purchase orders. All the purchase orders have 4-character alphanumeric, 6-character numeric.
Mm.
So when I looked into the real world of things, then I identified that everything is actually key field is an alphanumeric, not a numeric at all.
Mm.
The credit card number, what it's been there, it's an alphanumeric.
Okay.
Looks like a number, but it is never a number. We never read it as a million, 5,000 million or like that. We read it 535, 435 like that, 4-character only.
Mm. It's a combination.
It's a combination of making note of what area, what branch, what type of card and what sequence it is.
Mm.
If you see any policy of any account or anything, you will find lot of such sequence setups. But it's only when you are getting knowledge. In projects, you don't need these all knowledge unless you start using them.
Correct.
People will go with a project level knowledge. If you are directly a fresher and get into your project, then you would
Mm.
never know this one through your project points.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes.
Tomorrow we'll start writing some programs to get the data into the program. Now we know how to define a variable. The next step is to start learning these things. So how the class will start here is, for tomorrow's class, so you need to know now the ways to get data into COBOL program. Similarly, ways to send the data outside out of the program as input, as output. Because you write 100 programs will have same concept.
Mm.
Every program required input, every program required output. These statements what we are writing in these two places remain same, except the logic of all 100 programs are different.
Yes.
So if this is the question that comes in interview, the first option is to go for value clause. This is the one of the statement or a clause, accept statement, read statement, select or cursor query, receive command from parameter. These are the 6 ways which I know to get the data into COBOL program.
Okay.
Similarly, you'll have a couple of ways to send the data as like display. We already seen in hello statement with this display. Write, rewrite statement. When I say statement, they come in your procedure. Update query part and command. When I said command, it was online. Now, apart from this, okay, let me introduce you with the knowledge of basic knowledge, not required for our training, but yes, if it is a get calls and insert or replace calls. So, putting all understanding into the system, these are the ways you can pass the data into COBOL program. Okay. We will learn tomorrow some of the input and some of the outputs.
Okay.
Based on the data source, these statements will change. I mean, like if it is a file, this is the statement you have to use. But
Okay.
if it is a table, then this is a query you have to write. Okay. I'll make sure I write here file. If it is a data is in table, if it data is an online screen, CICS screen, this is through JCL. This is if it is a data is an IMS. Same thing here. If data to go to files, if the data should be going into table, if the data is going to a CICS online screen, or if the data is trying to get into the IMS-DB. Based on the
Okay.
data source, your statement will change. Okay.
Okay.
So we will start with easy words. Okay. We will start with easy cases. Then when we come to actual file concept, then we'll start the real statements. Okay. Our
Yes.
ultimate would be this one only, but I cannot tell you directly files because first you need to know how to write a logic. Okay. To write a logic, we need these 3 primary statements to cover first. If you know these 3 statements, you can write or analyze any program in COBOL, any program. These are the 3 places. First, we'll cover this one to understand the real logical structure. Then we'll get the data and put that structure to the
Okay.
another 1 week is more than enough to complete the main part. Then the important part. These all are very important for interviews. Okay. These are very important for writing any program or analyzing or after your interview. If I say properly, this is used after interview. These are used in interview. So that's how the plan is. So before you go for, if you are ready for interview, these are the points you should go and prepare first.
Okay.
If you are getting into the project, this is the place you have to come back and see all this. Okay.
Yes.
Any other doubt?
No, sir.
Right. So I'll share your notes and we'll catch up tomorrow, same time.
Okay.
And please do complete, write a program. Okay. If you are done with your program, relax, don't do much, go with the theories first.
Okay.
Okay. Right. See you then tomorrow.
Okay. Bye bye.